Hello!
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 And welcome back!
And welcome!
And welcome back!
Ah, yes, back to the place in which we do the things that we do.
Right! And so before we start, let us go ahead and start with roll so that way we can
Alright.
make sure that everyone is here.
All right, let's see who we've got here. Joshua!
Not here today.
Not here. Joshua's not here. All
No.
right. Finn! He's here.
Yeah,
Thank
yep,
you.
yep. Finn's
Raising
here.
your hand. They're raising
Oh,
their
they're
hand.
raising their hands
They're
today.
raising their
Ah,
hands
yes,
today.
make sure you raise your hand nice
All
and high.
right, you go next
Oh,
here.
is Phineas here?
Phineas
is here, back in the back.
Excellent.
Yes, yes.
All right. Mac!
Ooh, yes, Mac. Please stand up, Mac.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Is Noah here?
We have a Noah. Yes, over there.
All right.
Ooh, yes, Inky Doo.
Inky Doo.
Oh, yeah, he's there in the
There we
back.
go. All right. Tigger. Ooh. From Winnie the Pooh, is he here?
I think I see him. Over there.
He's
Yes.
bouncing.
Yes.
Excellent. Good. All right. Eeyore. Oh, there he
Yeah,
is.
yep.
Being sat
Yes,
knocked over
yes,
his house.
yes.
All right. Looks like we're all here today.
Awesome. Thank everybody for raising your hands, and everyone at home, I saw you raising your hands as well, so we know we called on you as well.
Yes.
Awesome. So, before we get started with a bit of our archery history,
Woohoo!
we have to do some of our exercises.
Exercising.
So remember-
exercising.
Before we start our exercises, we have to make sure that we stretch to get all limber and warmed up. So, let's go ahead and start with our favorite first stretch, which is we put our one hand out and we pull a little bit on our fingers and we count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's go ahead and switch our hands, arm nice and straight, pull back on our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. So now we're gonna do the arm across the chest. So go ahead, take your left arm, pull it across your chest, put your other arm behind your elbow, and go ahead and pull a little bit till you have some stretch in your upper back. And we'll do it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Let's go ahead and switch arms. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Now we're going to do the arms behind the back. So we put one arm behind our back, grab our elbow with the other hand, and push a little bit till we feel some stretch in our back of our arms. And let's go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go ahead and switch those arms. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Now it is time for Sir Robin's favorite stretch, the toe touch.
Ah, the toe touch. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna take our fingers, we're gonna get them ready. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Perfect. Then we go ahead and touch our toes.
Oh.
And then we're gonna count to 10. Be very important not to bounce up and down. Just a nice touch. Here we go. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have to stay down here and tie my shoes.
Ooh, you have to tie your shoes.
Ah, yes, I tied my shoes. All right.
Awesome. I think we had one more stretch, and this one was where we did the wide stance.
All right, I've heard this one called the cherry picker.
Ah,
Or the apple picker.
Ooh.
Either way, pick a fruit, get your pointy fingers ready, ting ting, ting ting, and reach straight on down in between.
ooh, that's a nice stretch.
Yes, that is. And then we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome. Now that we have some stretches out of the way and we are nice and limber, we can go ahead and start with our first exercise of today, and that is our jumping jacks. So we taught them how to do them last time, so let's just get straight into it.
Yes.
We're gonna do 10 jumping jacks.
10.
So start with your arms by your sides
Like
and
A.
like
I mean an I.
an I or
Like
a
an
lowercase
I.
L.
Yes, here we go.
Already, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. So now our next one that we are going to be doing is our squats. So remember, that is putting yourself to look like you're sitting in a chair, and we're gonna do 10 more of those. So let's go ahead and start. Arms nice and straight and down to sit like a chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Woo, woo. That's a bit of a workout already.
Yes.
All right. Well, now we're gonna change things up and do our arm twirls.
Arm twirl.
So we put our arms out nice and straight like a big T, and then we're gonna do little circles.
Little circles.
And we're gonna count to 10.
All right.
Let's go ahead and start our circles forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I feel like a windmill.
Ooh, now let's do them backwards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Now this is the part where if you have a backyard, to pause the video and go run 1 lap around your backyard. If not, you can run in place till we get back.
All right, here we go.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Go.
I'm going to win this time!
No. No.
Ah! Woo! That was a good race.
I know. Whew, I got sidetracked by the cat.
Yes, that's why I won.
Ah.
He decided to take a wrong turn.
I know.
Yes.
Boo, boo, boo. All right, what's next, Captain Crow?
Well, can you think of one more exercise for us to do?
Yes. Oh no, that was a stretch, so we'll have to do that next week.
Ah.
No, my answer is no.
Then I guess we're done with exercises.
We're done with exercises then.
Awesome. So now, let us learn a little bit more about the history of the bow and arrow and why it's so important to our culture. Yes. Awesome. So, what we are going to start out with today is we are going to start with the history of Naram Sim. So, camera, follow me this way. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Wow, that's some good camera angles right there. Awesome. So, Narasim was an Akkadian king that was around over 4,000 years ago. The official time that he was alive was around 2200 BCE, which means that's over 4,000 years in the past. And why this is so important to archery is he made something called a stele. Now, I know that's a little bit weird of a word, but what it was is it was just a giant 6-foot tall stone block that was carved to show the depiction of his victories over certain peoples. Now, where was Narasim from? He was from the Mesopotamia. And what does Mesopotamia mean? Well, it means that it is the land between two waters. So on the one hand, you had the Tigris.
The Tigris.
The Tigris.
The Tigris.
The Tigris. And on the other hand, you had the Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
Yeah, it's a river.
Yes, the
and
land.
you're in between both of them.
So I'm in between. The land between two rivers is Mesopotamia.
Yay!
Yay! Awesome. So now that we have experienced our rivers of the Tigris and the Euphrates, we can get back to what makes Narasim so related to archery and so important. So, in his victory stele, what he was depicted as, he made a reference back to a very important figure. And in doing so, he made himself seem more divine than he actually was.
He was way more important because of this.
Exactly. So, one way that they depicted him was that he was holding a bow. And that was super important.
So come on real close.
Come
make
on
sure you
real
can see
close,
our bow
camera.
right here. This is our Naram Sim. And we drew our Stele with him holding a green recurve bow right here, as you can see. And you can also kind of see Naram Sim himself is much bigger and more important than all of the other people, including his soldiers with spears.
Yes.
And he has a cool hat. Very important. Very cool hat, because hats make you important.
Right. As you can tell, we like hats.
Hats.
Also, this hat is the same hat that Gilgamesh wore.
Who's Gilgamesh?
Oh, you've never heard of the Epic of Gilgamesh?
I've never heard of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Well, then let's tell the story or the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Oh, it's gonna be epic.
Yes, and a story.
And a story, all at once.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, why don't you be Gilgamesh and I'll be all the bad guys?
Awesome. So, let us start then. Back a very, very, very long time ago, even before the time of Naram Sim, there was a man who was a king, and his name was Gilgamesh. Ah, I am the king of Ur. I am Gilgamesh.
I can tell he's important because he has a hat.
Right, and this is Gilgamesh's hat, as you can tell. So, here I am, minding my own business, when a outsider comes along. His name is Enkidu, and he is a wild man from the wilderness. Right, and Enkidu was sent by the goddess Ishtar, because myself being Gilgamesh am an amazing king, and Ishtar is jealous of me, because I'm such a good king. So, Enkidu decided to come over, and he wanted to fight me for my crown. And the best way to do that was to wrestle.
Wrestling. I challenge you to a wrestling match right here.
All right, let us go. I cannot lose because I'm Gilgamesh.
I'm Enkidu.
As you can see, I, Gilgamesh, have won. But Enkidu was such a good fighter, I have decided to make him my friend.
Would you be my friend?
I will be your friend.
Yes, we're friends now.
Come on then, Enkidu. You are now my friend.
We're friends.
Because sometimes wrestling is the best way to make friends.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So, now that we have made amazing friends, I think we should go on an adventure.
All right, let's go.
All right, so before we go on an adventure, we need to arm ourselves. I think the best thing to arm ourselves with are these bows from a special place called... How do you spell that? Anshan. There we go.
Anshan.
Anshan. Yes. So these bows were so special, they were named after the region that they were from. And that would be like today saying an English longbow. They were the most well-renowned and well-made bows in the entire world at the time. And why that's culturally important for us is because this story was written over 4,000 years ago, and it was that important to mention the region of the location where these epic bows were made. So, Enkidu, now that we are armed, let us go on an adventure.
All right, let us go.
All right, we shall go travel in the wilderness for 40 days.
40 days traveling.
Woo! That was a long time traveling.
That was 40 days, in fact.
Yes. Awesome. So, Enkidu, who did you say earlier that sent you to wrestle with me?
Oh, not a very nice person.
No, not at all. I believe her
No.
name was Ishtar, correct?
Yes, Ishtar it was. She sent me. She doesn't like you at all.
Oh, I hope that she doesn't send some other thing at me in order to fight me this time.
Oh, it would be very bad. I've heard that she has this very large bull, in fact, that she sends after her enemies.
Oh, that would be quite bad if it showed up right now.
I will go look to see if it's out there.
Awesome. Enkidu, you should go travel that way and see if there's a bull. Oh, noes! There's a bull coming. Good thing I have this strategically placed red cloak. Aha! I have bested you that time. Aha! I have bested you again. Let's see this one more time. Haha! I have bested him a third time. Now, because I'm tired of just playing around, I will defeat him with my bow, which is from a special location, so you know it's good. All right, let us defeat this bull. Good job, Enkidu. Way to flush out that bull of heaven sent by Ishtar. So, you might not have actually heard of the bull of heaven before, but I know a lot of us have heard of the constellation Taurus, and that is where the constellation comes from. So back in Mesopotamia, they were naming the constellations their own names, but the Greeks changed that same constellation name to Taurus. Awesome. So now that we've heard a little bit about the story of Gilgamesh and why the bow was important, let's go back to that Akkadian Stele and see where he calls back to Gilgamesh. So, all right, come on over, camera. And as you can see, the first thing you notice is that our king here has a special hat on.
He has a special hat on. It's the same kind of hat that Gilgamesh was wearing. So he's trying to make his people, his followers, think of him as the same super awesome guy as Gilgamesh. It's kind of like wearing a superhero outfit if you're gonna wear like Superman's outfit on Halloween because you want to be cool like Superman.
Right, and the next thing to notice is that our king here is the only one drawn like a normal person because it was super important that his body look as perfect as possible.
Yeah, and as you can tell, that's exactly how I drew it. Super duper perfect.
Right.
Instead of just normal stick figures like these guys.
Exactly. And there's a few other things on our stele that help show where the battle took place.
Oh,
So,
could it be, in fact, these trees?
yes, and also those mountains.
The mountains!
Right, so that means that we know that Narasim defeated these people in the mountains. And these people's name was the Lulubi tribe. And they were a mountainous people, and we know that they were defeated because of these symbols. So a lot of the stele is represented in symbolism and not by words. We don't have a lot of written words attached to this, but we do have all the symbols, and we know the meanings of those symbols because those symbols are used in other things in Akkadian culture, so we can draw parallels. So one of those things are these two stars.
Two stars. They look like suns, but they're actually stars.
Right, and those stars represent that a god was watching and that he approved of our king here defeating the Lulubi people.
Nice.
Yes.
I like it. Very good. Excellent. Question, Captain Crow.
Yes.
Are these trees the same kind of trees that the bow is made out of? Or is that not true because this was the people that they defeated, so his bow would have came from a different place?
Right, his bow actually came from a different place
Okay.
that they already owned, but these trees were important to show that they were really high up on the mountainside.
So the trees depicted in the stele are from mountainous region. Got it.
Yeah.
So we know where it took place.
Exactly. Now, one more thing about the bow and their culture. Does everybody see how our king here kind of looks like he's holding the bow backwards? He's not. He's actually holding it across his chest. And why that's important is that he does not have to fight right now, so his bow's not out straight. So in the art style at the time, he's already defeated these people, so the bow's in. But why do you think, Sir Robin, that he's still depicted with that bow?
He's still depicted with that bow because he used the bow to defeat his enemies?
Yes, and how culturally it was important that he was shown to be holding a bow. In all of our images of Naram Sin, he is holding a bow because it shows how powerful he is.
Probably because he's wealthy enough to get one of the special bows from the special place.
Yes, the special bow from Anshan.
Anshan. Ooh, very
Yes.
cool. Excellent.
Awesome. So, what your homework is going to be this week?
Your homework for this week will be an option. You can do one of two things.
One of two.
You can draw a map of the land of two rivers, Mesopotamia, and you'll have to put the rivers on it, the Euphrates rivers, the Tigris rivers, and a few different mountain ranges, as well as some cities, like the city of where Naram-Sin was the king of. Or you can draw or create your own epic stele, and you can go ahead and recreate the one here about Naram-Sin, but you can also do one from any time or point in history that you like a lot, or you can even make a stele about something that you thought was very important and is very memorable to you in your life. So maybe it was the first time that you went on a vacation with your parents to somewhere that you very much like, and you can draw that on there.
Or maybe even it's the time that you won in a sport and your team was victorious and you were the one who maybe scored that winning goal.
Exactly. All right. Perfect. I think that's all the time we have for today.
Yup.
So I'm going to wear Captain Crow's hat while he wears Naram-Sin's hat.
Or Gilgamesh's.
Or Gilgamesh's.
All right.
All right. Until next time, goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye.
Bye.